I'm out for blood.
Are you trying to get punched in the face?
Gummy's got me kicked off the mic.
Everybody's been waiting for this magic pill for decades.
Hello. It's us.
Welcome back
It's us.
to Old Dog New Tricks.
Yeah, I haven't learned any new tricks in a long time.
Is that true?
No, I learned some great tricks. I actually surfed today. Like
Yeah.
I told Miles.
I don't know if your microphone's close enough to your mouth.
know.
You didn't adjust it closer to your mouth at all.
So that's the kind of day we're having here, team. All right. You ever have like your relationship with your loved one, right? If it's a female, male kind of situation, there's like a couple weeks in the month that are just so fucking great. You're like, oh my God, everything's brilliant. I love you so much. I know why I love you. And then there's like a couple other weeks in that month.
No, there's like a couple days.
No. I'm not saying just like the pure like menstrual territory there. You're not even on that quite yet right now.
I have a good attitude 90% of the time.
It's like
Don't
the
try
claws
and say that I have
are
a couple
out.
weeks.
The claws are out. You even said today, I'm
Out for blood.
out for blood.
Oh yeah, I got in a fight with the assistant at the doctor's office.
She wants to know if the old gun's firing, right? And she's like, obviously it's you, old man. It's not me. I'm young and sprightly and have the most perfect body ever, and I'm ready for
tested
conception. And you, old man, must be shooting some blanks.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I feel good.
Okay.
Anyway, I was saying I had my best surfing day. You said old dog new tricks. And
Yeah.
I said no new tricks. And Miles and I went surfing at 6:30 this morning, and the waves were huge. And I caught my best waves, I said, in like 20 plus
Did
years.
you do any? Are you on a shortboard or a longboard?
It's cross. It's not quite a short board, but it's definitely not a long board.
Do you do turns or do you? Just
I did my first turns today. Normally, I'm just like catching it in the right spot. That makes me very happy. As the white water turns to the blue water, and I'm going down the line, makes me really happy. And then I see when it's going to wall, and I bail because you don't want to come in too far because the paddle out is exhausting because the big waves will get you. And then on my one of my last waves, I got a hoofty like that, hoo-ah, a hoo-ah. And so I was just ecstatic, and I didn't even know. I thought I was out there for like 30 minutes. We were out there for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, I was kind of worried about you. I was like 8:15. I was like, they have to leave for school in like 15 minutes. Where the fuck?
For
are
the
they?
record, I'm not in school, Danielle. Oh, I just said one of those. See, you're in out for blood, and I'm just giggles and shit right now. You know.
Normally, you're the one that has more volatile moods. So I resent being told that as the female species, we have more volatile moods. Some people do. Their hormones aren't balanced. But I am in a good mood, I would say 28 out of 31 days of the month.
I thought you were going to say 28% of the time. I was like, no, give yourself more credit than that. You're delightful like 50% of the time.
Give an accurate assessment of how often you think I'm delightful.
72.
72%? That's totally unfair. You think a quarter, that means like 2 days out of the week I'm a pain in the ass? That's not true at all.
No, it's not like just so solid 2 days. But I think, no, it's not that you're a pain in the ass. I think you get stressed about things. There's a lot on your plate. Sometimes you're just whistling Dixie. If I give you 72% of the time happy, like, ooh, following the yellow brick road, life is great, that's amazing.
How often do you think you're happy?
50% of the time.
Okay, as long as that's your assessment of yourself, I think you're lowballing both of us, but
That's great. But we do.
as long as it's documented that I am happier 22% more often than Brian.
Perfect. Yeah.
It's probably bigger
It's not a
than
competition, Daniela. Gosh, take it easy.
Well, you don't even have a menstrual cycle, so.
Well, see, that's the difference. See, men don't have necessarily that menstrual cycle, although I do think I have water retention from a little period each month. Whenever I feel like I've been eating well and I feel fat, I'm like, oh, it's just my water retention.
Yeah.
But ours is not as systematic as yours. Ours is like, this happened at work there, that happened in the family, or that happened in politics, or this in business and that. Ours are like, coo. Yours, doesn't really matter what happened in politics, the family and stuff like that. It's just like it's going about the same time every month. Personal
Are
perspective.
you trying to get punched in the face?
She's out for blood. Um, what other fun stuff should we talk about? Oh, do you have a subject?
I have a subject. I was going to say, though, I was really irritated with that doctor's assistant because you know how, I mean, not to use a bad word, but cunty some of those assistants can be. And they like get off on being able to say no to you. And I was bitchy right back to her, which doesn't get you anywhere. Sometimes it just feels good to be a little bit bitchy. I mean, nothing outrageous. I was just arguing with her. Um, Honestly, it would be more fun if I was a little bitchier from time to time. But then I collected myself and I'm like, okay, what is the outcome I really want? And how do I get that outcome? And I was like, well, the outcome I want is to be able to get this appointment today. And the only way I'm going to get that is to suck up to somebody and be super nice to them. And I said, that's not really in the cards for me today. So, Brian, I'm going to need you to call this number back and be super nice and make up a story of why we really need this test today. And
I did.
he did. And they bent over backwards to make it happen.
Just
So
you know what? Just a little sugar in the tea makes everything a little bit better.
you catch more bees with honey than vinegar, or you catch more flies with honey than
I
vinegar?
don't know if bees are necessarily attracted to the honey. They make
No,
the
it's
honey.
the flies, but nobody wants to catch any flies.
No.
just
Sounds
one of
like
those
you
things.
caught a fly today, and I was a bee. Is that how it worked? No.
I'm just like, are you okay? Like, did you hit your head when you were surfing today?
Oh, I thought you were talking. I thought you were still talking about the doctor's assistant when you said, "Are you okay?" Because I knew you're way too nice to want to procreate with me and then tell me I'm stupid. Funny thing, I was doing a motivational speech last night. Yeah, you booked it for me, so you know. And I love doing these, and I do a little demo, and there's a lot less cooking and just more talking about life and ups and downs. I started it going, you know what? I'm going to be talking about getting on horses and getting bucked off. And what do you do if you get bucked off a horse?
You get right back on that.
You get right back in the whole room, knew it, and right? And I was like, and I'm going to tell you about how I get back on those horses. And I'm like doing my speech, and I'm doing this, and I'm the businesses and life and this, and I'm doing it. I'm going there, and I got like 90 people in this room, right? And they're going, and I got my timing right. I got comedic laughter going on. It's real good. No laugh tracks for me.
Yeah.
And I said, you know, at 50 years old, I stopped drinking. But you know, if you don't want to, if you don't have problems with it, please continue drinking. I own restaurants. I want you to spend your money. And I said, you know, eventually I gave up my antidepressants, and then eventually I realized that I was starting to like my gummies too much, so I gave up my gummies, and now I'm done with caffeine. And right about here, this woman walks up in front of everyone, and I think she's really drunk, and she like starts grabbing my mic, and I'm like, what the fuck you want? Give me don't touch my mic, you know?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, no, we love you, Brian. We love you so much. Give that to me. And I'm like going, my mic. And I'm like going, oh, I didn't know if I should run. And she's like, yeah, you're great. And then she whispers in my ear, she goes, you can't say gummies in front of this crew. They're way too conservative. And I was like, okay, well, let me finish my demo really quick with the carrots. And boom, 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 boom. And it was so odd that everyone in the room, I walked to all the tables, talked to all the people. You know, at first I was like, should I be ashamed? And I was like, no. And then I went and just checked in with everyone that threw the party, and everyone was like, oh my God, what happened? Why'd you get cut off? And I was like, I don't know. I said gummies. So that was my night last night.
Yeah, I thought that was a little silly. You know that gummies are legal in the state of California, and if you're an adult and hearing the word gummies offends you, my mind is blown.
Gummies got me kicked off the mic. It's like the old cartoons before you were born in the olden days. They would take a big like cane, a big hook, and if your gig was bombing, you know, if you're on stage like being a comedian or juggling or something,
Yeah.
they would take it and they'd pull you off stage. They'd put it on your neck and pull you off stage. That's happened to me last night.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. That's a sad story.
Are you doing your own personal accounting right now as we're talking on our podcast?
I'm just finishing up my notes for today.
Okay, I'm so excited. What's our subject today?
So you wanted to do a whole session on like breath work and journaling, and I was like,
Breath work, yes.
It sounds so fucking boring.
Love to tell you all about that at some point.
And I decided, how about we go through what the top wellness trends are of 2026, and we say yay or nay. We give our opinion on if they're good or if they're
great.
bad.
So I don't have to think of what they are because I'm not really like a
No, I wouldn't.
I'm
I
not an
wouldn't put that on.
herbivore like that or whatever they're called. What are people that are in the
It's
naturopathic?
definitely the wrong word.
Just having so much fun. Herbs got me kicked off the stage last night. I just got it fresh in my mind. This is good. I'm just happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
We're happy to have you.
This is a lovely podcast. I've always wanted to be a guest on it before.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. The other guy, Malarkey, couldn't make it, but I'm happy to be here. Holy.
Thanks.
Tweet, 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 tweet. Go.
Help. So I looked up what the wellness trends of 2026 are, and I will say they're pretty good in 2026 because I do think a lot of it has to do with personalized medicine, AI, how AI is revolutionizing medicine. We're realizing it's not one size fits all. But I figured we could go over kind of the top 5 wellness trends
Bring it to me.
of 2026. So I think number 1 is GLP-1. So Ozempic is the most well-known, kind of the first GLP-1 that became popular, but now there are tons of them, like probably 10 different ones you can get. And so the GLP-1 is this peptide that essentially was originally created for diabetics that everybody knows helps you lose weight, has been proven to have some anti-inflammatory benefits, potentially some longevity benefits, but I think we're just kind of
Maybe
getting
we
in there.
learned recently, maybe it has mental benefits?
It can a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. So
we've
GLP-1s.
heard
Yay,
through
hold on. We're just going to start yes or no. Yay or nay for GLP-1s.
If we don't find any long-term, which we can't say right now, if there isn't a long-term problem, I think it's great. I have heard arguments for this also going, wow, rather than correct our diets and correct our entire food chain of what we eat, how about we just take a pill that just makes us not want to eat?
Everybody's been waiting for this magic pill for decades.
Forever.
Ever since our
I mean,
obesity crisis started.
Like revolutionary medicine was like, what's the thing that from mold, the penicillin, that was huge. Antibiotics. And then it was all about the erectile dysfunction. I mean, these are the most significant breakthroughs we've had in our, sorry, I shouldn't be talking about this stuff.
I'm like, what is wrong with you?
I love it. I just want to have fun today.
Okay. Okay, so I would say GLP-1s are a gray area. I think they are getting overused and abused. I think that people, that have like that last 5 pounds they want to lose, or people that just don't want to learn how to eat right or take care of their bodies. People that are using them and kind of developing a new type of eating disorder. Like these are all areas that are not ideal. And I think that they need to, now you can get them online. You can get it yourself really without a doctor. A doctor like approves you, but you're not having a doctor monitor your dose, monitor your weight loss. And I think that's definitely a no. I think if you do this, you should do it under the supervision of a doctor. You should make sure that you are eating protein and lifting weights to not lose muscle mass because that happens with rapid weight loss. You should get your blood work done and monitored. Like this is a serious drug. It's something you're injecting into your body. And so I think my no for it is people that are using it too casually, are using it when they don't need it, are using it instead of building healthy habits because you are essentially becoming reliant on a drug. Like you haven't fixed the underlying things of why you have issues with food or why you're not at the weight that you're at. So I think it's a tool, but it shouldn't be the only solution.
Yeah. Do you only get to take it through injection?
They did just approve a pill for it too. And other things I've heard about it, it like delays your stomach emptying, which is part of what makes you feel really full. And so people are keeping shit backed up in their intestines because your stomach isn't processing things as well. And when you don't eliminate every day, your body's reabsorbing toxins into your gut. It's not excreting hormones. Your hormone balance can get thrown off. So keeping your elimination channels open, maintaining muscle mass, making sure you are learning healthy habits as you use this as a tool would be my prerequisites.
I've noticed people that I know, I think, who took this when it first kind of came out, lost like too much weight. You're like, oh my God. And now they've kind of gotten back into like maybe a bit more of a comfortable space with it. So that's good that some people are figuring out how to balance it in their lives.
Yeah.
You don't see that the You don't see as many people as just like, oh my God, like you took too much. I don't know how if you can take too much.
I think there's a lot of people that have done too
Still
much.
taking
If
too
you
much.
watched the Grammys the other night, yeah.
Just leave Jelly Roll alone, right? He
No,
lost.
Jelly Roll didn't do GLP-1s. I believe him.
Really?
Yeah, he took metformin, which is this other pill for blood sugar, but he didn't do GLP-1s because he was scared of
We love you, Jelly Roll.
side effects.
We love you, Jelly Roll. Hit the guy who's been doing hard drugs his whole entire life, drinking hard alcohol and everything, does not want to have the side effects. I get that.
And I've also like people are like, oh, you can just take this to lose 5 pounds. But it's kind of like what I've seen with people that have done that I've known. It's like a juice cleanse. Like you're going to lose those 5 pounds. You're going to lose your appetite completely. You'll lose those 5 pounds quickly. But it's really likely that you're going to gain those 5 pounds back right away, and maybe a little bit more if you lose them too fast, if you get off the drug. It's like your body can't sustain a weight loss that happens that quickly unless you stay on this drug, which is a pretty serious drug to be on to lose 5 pounds. So I just think it's being overused, but I think it's an incredible tool for people that have struggled with their weight and their health their entire life. It's good for people who have polycystic ovarian syndrome and blood sugar issues. People are getting pregnant more often because it's lowering their inflammation. So I do think it's an incredible drug, but I think it's a serious drug.
So when people like it suppresses your appetite, do you not get hangry anymore? Do you not just run out of energy completely?
I'm not sure. I think you do feel a little like low energy if you aren't eating at all. Like I think you kind of have to force yourself to get some food in sometimes, especially when you're just getting on it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because you don't like to let me skip meals because you want me to stay consistent with my energy and my health.
Yeah.
This seems like as fast as people lose weight on it, you would think, oh, geez, that's got to have some mental and physical problems with it also, because when you just deny yourself food, your job performance, your life performance.
People lose hair. They look really gaunt. They look unhealthy if you're doing it the wrong way. And I also think so many people who haven't been able to lose the weight, it's because they have like emotional issues around food. And I think it happens a lot of times. People that have been slightly overweight their whole life, now they have a drug that helps them essentially be anorexic. And so their eating disorder just translates from like binge eating, overeating to undereating. Like if you have disordered eating, this is not going to fix it. This is probably going to flip you into something else. So I just, again, I think it's really important.
Very gray. Very gray.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
But I'm happy we have something like this out there. Like I think it's great. I just think that, when you have a tool this powerful, it's very easy for it to be used the wrong way.
And a lot of people are just doing this and, like you said, not changing their lifestyle. They're continuing to drink alcohol, eat garbage food, just a whole lot less of it, So we shall see.
An interesting thing I did hear about it though is it is being studied in like alcoholism and other like craving disorders because it does like silence the cravings in your head, which is part of what's helping people lose weight. And so people are saying that it's helping them like get off alcohol and get off drugs. And I've even read that like people with personality disorders are becoming like less extreme behavior. Like they don't have that same addict part of their brain as lit up. So they're not as volatile. It's not curing anybody, but it's like quieting the brain of people who need brain quieting. So I think there's still more to find out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. We could all use a little bit more brain quieting.
Yeah.
Well, next one.
This one kind of is in the same category. I just want to talk about very briefly, but just other peptides. So you might not even be as familiar with these, but NAD is one that I actually do really like. I think that one's been scientifically studied. It's a supplement essentially that you can also take by pill. But the other ones are BPC 157, which is a synthetic peptide made from gastric juices that's supposed to be really good for gut healing, joint healing. There's like a copper peptide that's supposed to be really good for skin. There's other ones that are supposed to be good to promote like human growth hormone and therefore like muscle mass. I do not know as much about these, but I am skeptical of them. None of them have been FDA approved for the uses that they're being marketed for. Some of them supposedly have years of research on them. Others are very experimental. It's another thing where anybody can just go online and want to order them and you don't have, a doctor approves you, but you never even speak to a doctor. And people are doing them in these stacks. Like there's this Clo blend and it's 4 different peptides that you inject into yourself. And I'm just like, that is a lot of information that you're giving your body, because essentially peptides are like amino acids. It's information you're giving your body. Never in real life would your body be receiving this type of information. There's questions of if they can promote tumor growth and things like that. So I would say there seems to be some really promising, interesting stuff. I'm particularly interested in BPC 157, but proceed with caution. I would only use it if you had like an issue that needed addressing.
I have no idea what you said for the last 3 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you for allowing me to sit here and enjoy your beauty.
Now you get it. Uh, okay, the next one is fiber. This one is all over the place. So fiber, yay or nay?
I'm a fiber man. I love this. And Whole Foods came out with their food trends for 2026.
Yeah.
I know this because I'm very into one of them right
Yeah.
now. And I guess I like both of them. And Whole Foods said the food trends for 2026 are fiber and beef tallow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, fiber's really making a comeback. It had a big heyday. I would say, I don't know, 20 years ago. I remember I used to eat this like Fiber One cereal, and it was added to everything. And now people are like praising the benefits of fiber again. I think it's due to like gut health stuff. And I'm all for fiber. I mean, we used to eat way more fiber than we do in the modern American
What
diet.
do you get fiber from just in a natural food? Where does natural fiber come from?
Vegetables probably have the most fiber of any food. And chia seeds are super high in fiber, grains, but honestly, people always call grains like a great source of fiber. Like a cup of rice, like brown rice, has like 2 grams of fiber. Oats do have like 5 or 6 grams. I think, I don't know if it's per cup or maybe per half a cup, so it's kind of high. But legumes. Legumes are a great source of fiber. Beans.
You know what? You know what doesn't get enough respect in the world? Legumes.
I heard legumes are making a comeback in
Oh,
2026.
good. Well, because they
too.
got fiber in them.
Yeah.
That's why.
So I'm all for it, but I think this is one of those things where companies take like something that's perfect as it is and then try and make money off of it. And so I'm all for eating more chia seeds, eating more legumes, eating more whole foods that have fibers in them. I think when you add these fibers to foods and all of a sudden you have this protein bar with like 20 grams of fiber in it, or you have these fiber sodas, not all people tolerate those well. They can actually lead to gut disruption. They can feed the wrong bacteria. They're not easily digested by people. They cause like gas and bloating. And so for this one, I'm not hopping on the trend of buying a bunch of high fiber foods with added processed fiber. I'm for eating real whole food fiber. Maybe taking a little psyllium husk like you do if you need it for regularity.
I take psyllium husk.
That's what's in Metamucil, but I don't approve of Metamucil as a brand.
Okay, so
because
anyway,
it has artificial dyes.
so I who sometimes was working too much and felt a little like my stomach was a little big, I would take fiber, Metamucil. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And I would stir it in. It had orange flavor. Boom,
That's how you know it's red flag.
boom, boom. And I mean, I was like, whoa, fiber comes, for me, fiber is like a train in a tunnel, right? It's like, choo choo. It's got the light coming on, and the tunnel is essentially real tight, right? And here comes the fiber. And it just goes, choo 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 choo. And it comes out the other side, and it just goes, ba-boom. And it's like, it's such an experience. Huge fiber person.
Yeah, I told you that you can't buy Metamucil because of the dyes and flavoring, but I'm okay with that if that like helps you stay regular, makes you
I
feel
haven't
good.
done it for
Can help you
a year or
detox,
so.
but you don't want to become reliant on anything. Like, so the best thing you can do is eat real foods that are high in fiber and focus on adding more fiber to your diet. And if you have a really compromised gut, like if you have a lot of gut health issues, you get acne, you get bloating, I would say you don't have to go crazy on the fiber. Like in those cases, you want to actually remove fiber from your diet, focus on cooked foods, cooked vegetables, broths. So there's a time and a place for fiber.
Next, please.
Okay, next. Protein.
Protein? Oh, we live for protein. We're
Yeah.
all protein. I love protein. Seafood, steak, pork, steak, seafood, pork, lamb, duck, any protein in the world, I could live on protein.
Yeah, I love protein too. I've always been a big protein person, but I'm happy to see that protein is coming back in the mainstream.
They flipped the pyramid.
They flipped the pyramid. We had a couple dark
Did you
years
see
there.
that South Park, the little South Park thing I DM'd you?
No, I haven't checked my DMs recently.
South Park, like 10 years ago, flipped the pyramid. They're like,
People have been talking about that for a while.
yeah, about flipping the pyramid.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, the pyramid is wrong. And a lot of people don't like RFK. RFK, is it Junior? RFK.
Yeah.
Because he does have some pretty outlandish things where he's blaming, I kind of think it's funny that he's blaming Tylenol for autism. And he's got some other things that are a little bit outlandish, not scientifically proven. We are for like less
Food dyes.
preservatives, and kids get
a more reasonable vaccine schedule.
yes. So we do like those, but some of the stuff is just not quite hitting. But flipping that food pyramid, 100% on that one, my friends. Getting rid of the food dye, flipping the pyramid, some great stuff. And he's going after the big companies that are just shoving chips and soda down your throat through commercialism and stuff like that. So we do need to fix our food intake, our food pyramid, and putting protein on top with the tallow and the cooking and the butters and stuff like that. Hallelujah, I say. Hallelujah.
People might come after you for supporting the vaccine thing just because people see that very black and white, which I disagree with. I actually think that somebody needed to come in and redo our vaccine schedule.
And you're not talking about the COVID vaccines right now.
No, not the COVID vaccines.
You're talking about just shoving in. I love that you gave me these facts one time. In the 1980s, we had like 9 vaccines that you gave your children. You know, polio, blah, 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 stuff that really been with us. But now, 2025, we get excess of
like 42 different like shots, not necessarily 42 things that we're covering, but just some of them are not deadly. Like not a single person has died from them unless like they were, died from dehydration because they were, away from medical care. But like the hepatitis B, people keep arguing about that one. I won't even get into it. But I do think that you have to understand that vaccines are prescriptions. They're like drugs. And so everybody agrees big pharma is evil, but somehow vaccine companies are exempt from being included as like evil. But they are not all evil. Obviously, vaccines have saved people's lives, but they need regulation. Like they're out there to make money also. And so if they can just keep making more vaccines and requiring them for children, that's a huge moneymaker for them. It's not in the best health of America. And so I do think that it's good that somebody's looking into this. I know people get really freaked out about the topic of vaccines, but that's just a little nuance there. So protein.
Well, we need a little controversy.
Protein. I totally agree with you. I think it's great. We went through a bit of a dark time where everybody was vegan and then they were saying you could get enough protein from plants, which I do have vegan friends that are healthy, but I disagree. I think plant protein is not bioavailable. It's not easy to digest. It often has to be processed for you to get enough of it. And so I think that it's great that real high quality sources of protein are being promoted. People are realizing that they need to eat more protein. I don't think everybody needs to eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. I think that's excessive for most people.
Who said that?
It's like a general rule of like the protein forward like influencers. Like that would be you eating like a shit ton of protein every day.
I would imagine shit does have protein in it.
Gross. I don't know.
I mean, that's what you said. I was just trying to follow along those lines.
But I think it's good to, try and get 20, 30 grams at each meal, have a couple protein snacks, like definitely making protein the focus of your meal for a lot of people is good. Not one size fits all. What I don't like of this trend is now, again, companies taking advantage of it. And the latest thing that I'm seeing that just fucking grosses me out. No, I do have some high quality protein powders. Protein soda.
Everything has protein this, protein that.
Everything has protein in it. Like pea protein is often not good for you. There's so many things that happen in the processing process that add toxins to it. There's heavy metals in your protein powders. And you don't need fucking protein soda. You just don't. The protein soda I looked up before this, they have like sucralose, they have dyes. Nobody needs protein soda. So this is again where, a company sees a trend and does something that's not good for us. So I don't like that. Okay. preventative medicine is having a bit of a heyday also. So there are these companies that now allow you to get very comprehensive blood work with like a doctor service, and you
like
don't have
those.
to go into a doctor, and it's like $400 versus like the $4,000 it would be if you were seeing a functional medicine doctor. And you can test all these markers that get you far ahead of knowing when you would develop a disease, which we love. The other thing that Brian took part of was the full body MRI, and those are sprouting up everywhere, that you can catch cancers in early stage. You can catch things before they become a problem. Again, I have already said this, but I think this is amazing. I think this is incredible that we could be preventing heart attacks, be preventing deaths from cancer.
It's like looking into the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Amazing.
so I'm all for preventative medicine. I'm excited to see what AI does to
I
revolutionize
think this is going to be.
healthcare and
I think this
medicine.
is going to be the biggest leaps and bounds thing that happens for us over the course of the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Is we're going to start knowing. You could just look at your DNA and go, oh, this, and this. We'll fix you before it happens.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's huge.
We'll cause overpopulation.
I'm trying to find a
on the
good
planet.
biotech company to invest in. So if anybody has any hot stock tips, DM me.
And I do feel I'm a little scared for myself here. I'm kind of on that cusp, and I mean, maybe you are too, because I think in the next few generations, you're going to be living to like 150 years old. There's going to be some
Yeah, that's what
crazy
they
stuff
say.
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're like the cave people.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think that was about 5 trends. I think that's enough. So now I wanted to go into about the top 5 wellness, I don't want to call them trends, wellness practices that have really changed our life that we think are really important.
Us?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have the list.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Should I answer? Should I guess what the list is?
Sure. What's my number 1 thing on the list?
It's sex and love. It's sex and love.
No, that should be on there. But therapy. Therapy's number 1.
No, I don't think so. I think the number 1 should be sex and love, because if you have a lot of sex and you're really in love, you want to live. You are living. You are like Matthew McConaughey, Livin. You're living.
No, but you can't stay in love and continue to have great sex unless you've worked on your childhood trauma and all your triggers. If not, you're gonna blow up your relationship like you almost did before you had therapy.
Oh, horse before the cart. It's just these things. I don't know. Like, maybe, how do you know that we weren't already fixed when we were just living and loving all the time? Yeah, like, what if I don't have to have therapy because I solved all my problems? I met a girl that said she graduated from therapy. Yeah.
Did we think that was a good assessment
No,
for her?
no. I guarantee he passed her on therapy.
Yeah, he's like, I've had enough of you.
You're done. Move on. Next. I think therapy is probably a lifetime thing that you intake and continue to do, because we continue to evolve and unmask and figure out new problems and want to look deeper and stuff like that. So yes, therapy has been very, very good for you.
I did a lot of therapy before I met you, and I needed a lot after I met you too. But I would say therapy has made a huge impact on our relationship. Like, we have a lot in our lives that we manage and deal with, and to both be centered in who we are and understand our triggers and understand how to get out of them and be able to stay on the same team, which a lot of these tools we've learned in therapy, our MDMA therapy was pretty helpful too. So I think therapy has impacted our lives the most as a couple.
Except my therapist is having a baby right now, so I'm getting a little rusty.
Yeah. I was like, oh God, where's Regina? I put this one in here for you. This is not one I'm fully tapped into yet, but you're really getting into this one. Breath work.
Breath work, yes. So breath work it's the most basic thing we can do. Anytime you're stressed out, anytime anything's going wrong, anytime you're trying to make a proper decision, if you just take some nice breaths and really like calm yourself down, which I constantly have to try to calm myself down. And so I had done breath work like 30 years ago, and I remember like when you really do this real breath work where it's like belly, chest, and you're kind of putting yourself into like this completely crazy what happens when your brain gets too much oxygen?
I don't know, hyperoxygenated state.
Yeah, like something fancy like that. Anyway, I remember like I was my fingers were like this, the pterodactyl fingers. I was like, oh God, I was bawling, and just like your brain and your body are just getting so much stuff out of there. I was scared to death to breathe like that ever again for 30 something years. And I did a session about like 3-4 months ago, and it really gets you back into that, like, oh my gosh. And it's scary, and it's like this thing that takes like 20-30 minutes to get into. And I had a very pleasant experience, and I thought I was levitating, and then I did it again. I've done it a couple times with one-on-one sessions, but what blew my mind is there's a new place in town that is essentially like Soul Cycle, where you all go in there, you put on mask, you put on you get a little blanket, and you got a bolster, and you lay there, and there's this really hyped up person that's going to help you breathe all the way through, and it's like Jim Morrison, Break On Through to the Other Side, because that's what you're doing. You're like breathing, and you like get intense. And you're just hyperventilating yourself, essentially. Really, you're not hyperventilating. You're just feeling so much oxygen into your body that your body just, it's the most spectacular thing ever. What's the name of this place?
Breathe Degrees.
Breathe Degrees. And the fact that we went into a place that there's 30 people in the room, there's somebody like emceeing the whole thing, like, keep going. Now we're going to do this. Now hold your breath. And then he has you hold your breath in the middle of this thing. You hold your breath for like 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's a long fucking time.
Crazy. And I was like, I have more.
I couldn't do it the whole time. I don't think I was breathing quite right.
So breathing it's the most basic, the first thing we ever do as a small child. It's the last thing we ever do on this planet. Yet it's the thing most often forgotten throughout the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's super important, something that I want to get into a little bit more. But
we could all be a lot
scratching the
better
surface.
at breathing.
Okay, this next one we both love, journaling.
Yeah.
You told me to talk about this.
No, I love journaling because I don't think you can hold yourself accountable for your thoughts unless you write it down. If your thoughts just keep racing through your head and your mind, your body, they're just thoughts. If you put it down, it changes the entire dynamics of those, and they make it more real. And to me, that's what it is. I don't journal as religiously as you, but every time I do, I'm very thankful I have.
Yeah, I think journaling is a very versatile practice. I think you can do it in a lot of different ways. Like you can journal while you're on a vacation so that you remember how you felt, you remember the memories. You can journal. I like to journal in the morning. If I ever wake up pissed off, like kind of this morning, I journal.
Today it was just like,
and you journal what's pissing you off. You journal what's upsetting you. And it's kind of like you get to get all that shit off of you. It's not stuck inside you anymore. Journaling what you're grateful for, like focusing your mind on gratitude, whether that's in the morning or before bed, or if you have a rough patch during the day. Like there's something about pen to paper in this modern world that is very grounding and that is very helpful. And again, as Brian said, when you're not documenting things, it's just like one thought flows out, never to be seen again. So I think it's a good way to focus yourself, to center yourself, and to keep track of your life. If you want to write a memoir one day, it's really helpful when you have a bunch of journals.
Yeah, so. Matthew McConaughey lives by journals.
Yeah. Reading, everybody knows I love reading, but reading has changed my life. I read probably for 20 minutes to an hour every single day. I read a lot of nonfiction. I read some fiction. But I think I've learned more reading on my own than I ever learned in school. And you can become an expert on something now by reading. And I also think it's a lost art. Reading requires sustained attention and focus. And we're so used to instant gratification and like quick news snippets, quick Instagram snippets. And so I think it's really good for your brain to train it to focus on something for a long period of time. And reading is just something that I recommend everybody does. I think the ideal morning routine is be able to read, do a little quick meditation or breath work, read for even 5 minutes, 10 minutes. There's this Louise Hay daily devotional that's like one page. Even if you can do that, that's great. And then get a little journal in and your life might just change. The last one is a really basic one, but the basics are the basics for a reason. And this is exercise, weightlifting, walking, surfing. I wouldn't be as healthy as I am without it. I wouldn't be as happy as I am without it.
Speaking about reading, not one of my strong points. So thanks for not involving me in that
Yeah,
conversation.
you're welcome.
I actually do read. It's a different type of reading. And I don't know if it's actually beneficial for me, but it makes me feel complete. And it's something that us old people do. Can you,
Sorry.
we're trying to have a podcast
Yeah,
here.
sorry.
I read a different way. I also wake up every single morning, and I've got a better routine. I'm listening to meditation. You didn't put meditation in there.
Well, breathwork and meditation are very similar.
You're like shitting on my faves.
Okay.
I got that new meditation app.
I got him on Insight Timer, which is my favorite meditation app.
Insight Timer. It's very good.
Yeah, he's on a
And
great
it's got a
streak.
little clock. It's got a little daily thing. It goes 1, 2. How long can you keep your streak going? And for little people like me that just love that stuff, I was like, I'll fucking show you how long I can keep that streak going for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying this every day this year right now.
Hell yeah.
And so I do my intention, and then it gives me, based on my intention, it gives me a couple meditations. We have the red light, so I go lay in the red light. That's how I wake up every morning, because I wake up earlier than you, and you don't like it when I move. So I lay there like this without moving for as long as I possibly can, and then I'm like, fuck it, I got to get out of here. And so I do the red light, I do a little meditation, and then I read my Louise Hayes, is that her name now?
Yeah.
My one page there. I try to journal. Not every day do I get to a journal, but I read every single morning too. I read the newspaper.
That might be a negative.
No, because I stay abreast of what's happening in the business world. I know what's going on in the restaurant world, in the local community. I know what's going on with my sporting teams. I know what's going on in politics for somewhat, businesses, commerce, what's going on. I get a little brief
no, it's
on that.
important
I
for you.
read it much faster than I used to.
Yeah.
I used to savor it like a really nice glass of wine, which I never would have savored either. I used to savor it and enjoy the newspaper, but now that you've pointed out that it's a lot of fucking negatives and you're filling your morning with a lot of shit, I just briefly hit headlines until I find a good story that I want to read in there, and then I'm done with my news for the day.
It's good. I think it's better than jumping into email and phone calls.
100% better than jumping into emails and phone calls. And now, exercise.
Yes.
Exercise. It is between breathing and exercise, my most important things.
Yeah.
Like I love yoga. I need to do more yoga. I need to make more time for yoga. I need to make more time for exercise also. And that's why we've tried to put my meetings past like 9 or 10 o'clock.
Except you never listen to that.
Except I don't do very good with that, because then all of a sudden after I'm done reading the newspaper, I'm jumping into my emails, my thing, and then I'm just like this, and I'm drinking that decaf coffee like I'm just... So I need to do better on that, but I am able to run again, which is very exciting. We have the gym here, and my little just something small that I started, and I challenge you all to do this with me. All right, 100 push-ups for 100 days. Every day you do 100 push-ups. I do 5 sets of 20, and now if you're not in shape, do 20 push-ups for the next 20 days. Right? 5, 5, 5, and then I saw this thing on Instagram where the amount of muscles and what it does for your posture and your body work to do push-ups, the most basic, simple little thing. We just got to do the simple things. We got to breathe and do some push-ups, right? Go for a walk. Walking, breathing, and lifting your body up. Wow. Those things are very simple, and they will actually change your life.
Yeah. I mean, I think all our big wellness hacks are free. I can't remember all of them we did, but exercise is incredibly important to me. I have scoliosis, and so it's important that I keep my core strong, my back strong. I love Legree Pilates. I love traditional Pilates. I love weightlifting. I love yoga, and I love walking. Walking is so important for my mental health. And I feel like it's easier to stay the weight that I like to be when I walk. But I don't work out for how I look. I really work out for my health and how I feel. I mean, how I look is definitely a part of it, but it's such a small part of it. And I think that when I used to work out for looking a certain way, it was so much harder to find motivation.
Didn't have soul.
Yeah, now I need no motivation. Like, I love to go work out. I'm not like, oh, I have to go work out today, or I have to go do this. It's like something
Yeah, I get to.
I get to. I'm super excited about it. And I also like care about staying healthy as I get older. And I was like, at the airport the other day, and there's this old lady and she can't lift her bag up, and she needs like a walker or cane. She's not even that old. And no knock to this woman at all, but I'm like, I never want to be that person. I want to be 80 years old and still able to lift my little carry-on into the thing above me, God
Where are
willing.
we going?
I don't know. It was in
Because I'll be 96, so you might have to lift. you're 98, so you'll have to lift my bag.
Probably won't. But you
No, I'll be lifting my own fucking bag. Don't
at
you worry.
98.
Yeah, because I've been doing 100 push-ups a day all the way from here to there.
Yeah. Well, there's something called health span and there's something called lifespan. And your lifespan is like you live to be 98 years old. But what if you live to be 98 years old and
your
at
health is not
at
good.
80 you need a wheelchair? So for the last 18 years of your life, you can't do so many of the things that you enjoyed. And so that's why exercise is so important, not for how you look today. It's for like how you're going to be at 85. Like, are you still going to be able to play tennis? Or maybe tennis is ambitious for 85.
And then it becomes not like a vanity piece. It's a survival piece.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, like I'm going to work out because I want to be healthy for a very long time. I challenge people in my friends and family to also take part in my little push-up thing right here. And I've got a lot of takers, but some people are like, no, I can't even do one push-up. I was like, go see a doctor. Like, you know, like get something done. And I mean, you're right. Like, wouldn't it be the worst? Like, if you work your whole life, you make some money, you've got your family, you've got all these, and you forgot to take care of the vessel.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the vessel's failing, and you're like, well, I've done everything to put myself in the right position, but the vessel's
you
like,
can't enjoy it.
and now you can't enjoy it.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's all we have time for today, folks.
Oh, well, and a goodbye to you, and a thank you very much.
I hope you enjoyed our little wellness episode.
Yeah, that was amazing. Thank you. I enjoyed it. I was like in the audience. I had so much fun.